Welcome to Double Vision.
We're your hosts,
Maddie
and Millie,
where we dive into the unique world of twin life. Double the trouble,
double the fun.
Okay, well, welcome to Double Vision. Yes, another podcast because the world needs more podcasts.
Why not?
Yeah,
Everyone has something to say, so why not hear it?
It's true. So let's talk about how this came to the making.
Okay.
So this, on my side, has kind of been a thing for a long time. So our account, if you have seen the Double Vision podcast account, we have over 2,000 followers on it, and that is not grown like overnight or anything by any means. That started out in 2018 as the Inward Blog, the Inward Blog.
Instagram.
It was
Blogstagram.
It was a Blogstagram.
Was it really 2018 though?
Yeah, I started it in 2018.
Oh my
Isn't
gosh.
that crazy?
Yeah.
So there was a lot of memories and just a lot of stuff on that account. And if you don't know this about me, my day job is I'm a photographer. And so obviously I had to start an account for that. And back in 2022, I didn't want to just take the leap and delete everything from the M word and start a photography account just because I wasn't ready yet. And I was like, I don't want to delete all the memories from this account just because I'll never get them back. Like, my clients probably won't care. There's not going to really be a need for that. And so I'm really glad that I just started over with a new account for that. But now that we're doing this, a lot of it actually kind of goes back and pertains to the M word because Millie was actually featured a lot on that account, especially back in 2020.
Yeah.
We did a lot of try-on hauls
From Walmart.
From
college.
Walmart.
Back in our college
We
days.
did a lot back in college together. Tie-dye. Back when tie-dye was the trend, we did tie-dye.
I did. And it did not turn out cute at all.
Speak for yourself, mine did.
Okay.
I loved mine. I wore it all the time in 2020. It was like my pool cover up, and anyways, I loved mine.
I don't remember mine, so that should tell you.
I remember yours. I feel like it came out good.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't remember it, so that should tell you how well it ended up turning for me.
So anyways, I feel like this has been a long time coming, and Millie has been wanting to do something. Well, we've been wanting to do something together, business-wise or creative-wise for a while, especially now that she's got more free time having a baby, but we just couldn't figure out what. She's not the most creative person, I would say.
I'm not creative. You can say it. It's okay. I'm not creative at all.
Well, that's not true because I feel like everybody can be creative, but
this isn't my niche for it.
she's not. Yeah, like she has a vision, but I'm the one who can like make it happen.
Yes, exactly. I can come up with it, but I'm not gonna know how to execute it. I can be the dreamer, and you can be the executor.
Yeah, so that's kind of how this has just came to it. So I was like, at first this was just going to be YouTube, but then I was like, well, if we're starting YouTube, why don't we just do a podcast too?
We actually were calling it a podcast on accident, talking about YouTube. So.
Yeah, we were talking about YouTube, and then we both just kept calling it a podcast, and I was like, I need to quit calling it a podcast, and then Millie kept calling it a podcast, and so I was like, we're just going to do both.
Let's just do both. Why not?
So, it's just been so fun so far. So this started probably realistically 2 or 3 months ago without us realizing it.
Mm-hmm.
So
for sure.
Here we are.
And a lot of it for me was after I had my baby, I've been very lonely. So we talk on the phone all day, every day, like we already said, as it was. And it was just one of those things where we were just kind of like, we're both really funny. Why not just put it out into the world for everyone to hear who wants to listen to it?
If you knew us in college, everybody was like, why do y'all not have a show?
Yeah.
Like, y'all really
Seriously.
need a show. You need something. And so it just makes a lot of sense for us.
Yeah, I mean, we might as well just go ahead. Plus, I'm not working as much right now because I have the baby, so I might as well put my time to something. So here we are.
Yeah, and I as a photographer, I can make my own schedule, and it's been so nice. If you don't know, I quit my corporate job almost 2 years ago, so I have a lot of time to kind of put towards creative things. So it's been really nice. And so since I used to work in marketing, so that's kind of why I am the brains and creative behind everything, is because, well, first off, I have to do all that for myself. So it's just been really easy to kind of, I've done it for other brands, and now Millie will text me, she's like, hey, I need you to do this, like for Double Vision, and so I'm like, easy, I can do that, no problem. So like earlier she texted me, she's like, I don't know how to do this, but I need you to do it. And so I'm like, yeah, sure, I can do that.
Or she tells me what to do, and I'm like, I don't know how to do that. And she's like, don't worry, I'll just do it.
Yeah, I'm like, I can do it. I don't know why I told you to do it in the first place. Which she's learning. She's going to learn. She doesn't know Canva. Do you know what Canva is?
It's an app.
That does what?
Design.
Yes. So I'm going to teach her how to use Canva. I'm going to teach her how to do all this stuff for Instagram stories. I actually put her in charge of doing our Instagram stories. Not to say that I'm not going to, because one thing about me, I love Instagram stories. I love popping on Instagram and chatting on stories, and that is not something that I would say Millie is like super comfortable and confident with doing yet. Not that you can't do it, because you definitely could, but she's like I could just put my phone up right now and be like, hey guys, like this is what I'm doing right now, this is what I'm doing today.
Like she asked me to do that yesterday, and I was like, I'll post a photo, but I'm not gonna get on there and talk yet.
Yeah, I was
for it.
I was like, you can get on and just, you know, chit chat with the people, and I got on and I saw that she posted like a picture, and I was like, okay, well it's something.
It's better than nothing.
Yeah, for sure. So you'll probably see more of my face on there. Until Millie's more comfortable with it, but she's gonna get there. Which, like I said, she used to do it all the time with me in 2020. But if you have never been on social media, it is very vulnerable. Like, people will pick you apart on there, and like we said earlier, I had the Blogstagram, so back in like quarantine, and honestly, from 2018 up until probably like 2022, I don't want to say like big time, but I was a blogger like to my core. Like, I was an influencer. I was making money with it. Like, I was doing really well with it. And then I just didn't really enjoy it anymore, because I was kind of doing the same thing for myself as I was doing for my corporate job, just in a bigger setting. And so I was honestly like getting on stories at my corporate job with 500,000 followers on Instagram, and, you know, making the vlogs for them and doing all of that. And so I was like, I can't commit to both, so I chose my corporate job. And so now I've had to do it for my business, my personal business, and now we're getting back into it with Double Vision, which was formerly known as the M-Word Blog. So excited, very excited for Millie to jump along and get started, because I always tried to convince her to do it, and she was like, I can't do it.
It's been a long time coming.
It's been a long time coming, so
Yeah.
we're very excited.
Yes.
All that to say, you might know who we are if you know us
Personally.
if you know us personally, day to day. But if you don't, I'm going to let Millie kind of introduce herself, and then I'll introduce me. But next week, our next episode is going to be like a deep dive kind of into our careers and who we are and all that. So,
All right. So she said, my name is Millie. You might have noticed our colors are pink and yellow. Pink is her favorite color. Yellow is mine. I go back and forth between purple and yellow. If you ask me what my favorite color is, I'll usually say purple and yellow, but it depends on the day. Typically, lately though, it's been yellow, which is why we did decide to go with yellow for the podcast, but I'm sure we'll sprinkle some purple in here and there.
yeah, I figured, I've always had to ask Millie what her favorite color is, because I feel like you've always kind of teetered back and forth between purple and yellow.
Yeah. So anyway, that's where the colors came from. I'm married to my husband Julio. He's a Marine. He does FBI security work. We have a 4-month-old son named Hutch, who is a delight. We have 2 Shih Tzus, Cammy and Charlie. We actually found Charlie while my husband was deployed in Japan, so his name is Charlie Pan for Japan. And if you don't know my husband, that is his soul dog.
It is.
His actual soulmate is the dog. It's not me. It's our dog.
It's true that he loves that dog more than any person or anything.
I'm convinced.
Oh, I'm convinced too.
Yeah. We live in Fort Payne, Alabama, which is about an hour and 20 away from
That's
Maddie.
another thing that will kind of make this challenging but fun is we don't live in the same city.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure we're always going to be able to record on the same day. So our plan for this is to record hopefully on Mondays and get the podcast and YouTube video up on Thursdays, which when we record does not matter to y'all at all, but I'm hoping that we can have everything like done and settled by like Wednesday.
Yeah.
Like that's the goal, but her schedule and his schedule is just like all over the place. And honestly, mine is too. Whose schedule is not all over the place? Like
Right.
Everybody's is.
Everyone's busy nowadays. It's 2024.
But theirs is just like actually insane, and then you throw a baby into it. It's just like.
And I am also in nurse practitioner school. I'm a registered nurse. I specialize in addiction medicine and behavioral health. I graduate psychiatric mental health nurse practitioner school in December of this year. And I am hoping to continue my career in a telehealth setting because patients are typically more comfortable being in their own home. They can be more vulnerable and honest with you rather than sitting in like a sterile office with you to talk. So my hope and prayer is to continue on in the substance abuse mental health journey in a telehealth setting. So I can do that and a lot of this and also continue being home with our son. And one thing that I would say is a goal for us in this podcast is to be a positive influence to anyone who listens, because there's a lot of negativity in this world nowadays and ain't nobody got time for that. So
Yeah.
that's us. So.
Yeah, my biggest goal in life is to get Millie to move to Birmingham. We live in Birmingham. Also, we did not say this. We are identical twins, and that is why we are called Double Vision.
Yeah.
So that is like the biggest reason we're here is because we're identical twins, and the podcast is for us to talk about like life experiences that we've had and just. I mean, we're twins and we are like the same person, but we're not the same person in any way. We see things in such a different light. Like obviously, like would y'all know we're identical twins? Like I don't know. We don't feel like we look that much alike anymore.
Some people will be like, well, yeah, that's obvious, and then some people will have no idea that we're even sisters. So
yeah. So the goal is to share. If we have a different opinion on something, then like our different opinions and like how we grew up and just things like that. So anyways, I was just thinking about that while you were talking. I was like, wow, we didn't even share that we're identical twins. But it's okay. And now I'll introduce myself. So I'm Maddie, we're 25. Also, a big important fact to me is that Millie is older than me. I'm calling you out.
yeah.
Who wants to guess how much older she is than me?
Leave your guesses in the comments of how much older you think I am than her. And if you know, don't spoil it.
I'll tell you. She's 2 minutes older than me.
Wow, okay.
Okay. Like I said, I'm Maddie. I'm married to my husband Dustin, and he just finished his PhD in aerospace engineering. And if you know me in any capacity, whether you've known me for 2 minutes or 10 years, then you know Dustin, and you know that I am the most proud of him ever. I will find any way possible to talk about him because I'm just so proud of him. He is incredible, love of my life. We've been together for almost 10 years. Next May will make 10 years that we've been together. June technically, but like ever since we met in May of 2015, we were like inseparable. So May is basically our anniversary. We do not have any kids, but we have a fur child named Apollo. And if you know Dustin, then you also know Apollo because I've talked about both of them exclusively. Like I have nothing else to say other than I love them both with all my heart and soul. And I would literally do anything for them, and that is Dustin's soul dog. We treat him like he's our child. I'm staring at him right now. He's the cutest thing in the world. We are a Shih Tzu family through and through. Between me, Millie, and my mom, we have 5 Shih Tzus.
5 Shih Tzus.
So if you're wondering what kind of dog or puppy you should get, a Shih Tzu, 100%. They're just the best dogs ever. My favorite color is pink. And if you've also known me for any capacity longer than like 5 minutes, then you know pink is my favorite color. It's in all my branding and everything.
The whole house.
My house is pink. I have a bathroom that's pink, and you can tell my husband loves me because who lets their wife paint their new house pink? My husband does.
Fun fact, I hate pink.
She does. And I'm like, you hate me, actually. So
it is her personality.
It's literally my personality. We live in Birmingham, and we love to travel. My husband is also a pilot, and so thankfully because of him, I've got to travel all kinds of places. We've been scuba certified, so we went scuba diving in Honduras. We got certified in Honduras, which was pretty cool. We've been to Italy. We've been all over Italy. We've been to, where have we been? We went to St. Lucia on our honeymoon. That was amazing. I've been to Mexico. We love to go snowboarding and skiing. We haven't been in a while, but we have a trip coming up, I think, in February that we're going to go on. And for me, this is just a way to kind of document like fun memories and just all the things that are coming up soon and relive stories in the past. Because one thing about Millie, she remembers the craziest things. Like she's like, oh, do you remember this thing that happened 24 years ago? And I'm like, we're 25. How do you remember something that happened when we were 1? And she's like, oh, I don't know. I just do. And she remembers like, she'll be like, do you remember December 13th at 6:02 p.m., 52 seconds? And I'm like, and there's like memes about how women are like this, but like I'm on another level. Truly. She is on another level.
Ask anyone who knows me.
Even
it's freaky.
Even her husband is like, you're a freak for knowing that.
Yeah, he's like, you are not normal.
This is crazy.
It is crazy.
It's kind of scary. It's really funny though.
But that's how you know not to cross me, because I'll remember it down to the second.
Yeah, like sometimes I'm like, that didn't happen, and she's like, no, it did. And I'm like,
if I can give you the date, and I'm not making them up. Like, if I can give you the date, then you know I'm not making it up.
No, like, she'll remember something, and I'll, like, go back in my camera roll, and I'm like,
you can find it.
No, that actually did happen. Okay, well, the FBI just needs to hire you, actually.
I mean, they already hired Julia, they might as well hire me, too.
Literally. One thing that I need to note, because we are at my house recording, this is not our permanent setup. These are my kitchen table chairs.
Look, y'all, we're just doing our best right now, okay?
Yeah.
Wait for season 2.
we moved into our house in October, and one thing about me, I say that a lot. Several things about, but one thing about me is I'm very indecisive, and we don't want to spend a bunch of money on something and me end up not liking it 2 months later, because
that's already happened.
That is known to be a thing that has come out of my mouth before.
Yes, absolutely.
And it's probably my husband's least favorite thing about me. So we're trying to just do things slow, and also like we're gonna live in this house for a few years, so like we're not in like a big rush to finish things. I did find something on TikTok that I really liked, and it was like an Hermes scarf. I thought that would be really pretty, but I'm like, I don't know if I really like any of the Hermes scarves that I can see online. So, and also I'm like, is that too much? Like, I don't know. And then we want to get like some nice blue chairs for our living room, because contrary to popular belief, even though pink is my favorite color, it is not the color of my living room.
True.
We have some pink in our living room, but blue is like the main color. So we're gonna get some like nice blue chairs, I think, and hopefully soon that's what we will have right here. So hopefully soon. That's like a big thing that we're hoping for. Probably, like Millie said, season 2. So we're planning on doing the podcast like in seasons, and probably doing like maybe 10, 12, 15 episodes, and then taking a little bit of a break, and then going on to like season 2. So maybe like a month off or something like that. But this has already been so much fun that I don't know if I really want to take a break. I'm like, I don't know, like these big podcasters do it. I'm like, I don't know. Like my favorite podcast, they record every single day. I'm like, I understand why, because it's so much fun. Also, at the end of every episode, we're going to do, what do you want to call it? Our favorite things.
Product review?
Yeah.
Why don't we just call it our favorite things?
Okay, I like it. our favorite things.
I like the Picasso.
That's what I figured that we would call it, but I wanted to make sure. My biggest thing, since I've kind of been like behind all of this, is that I wanted to make sure that Millie was okay with everything.
And I'm like, please make every decision because I'm not good at this.
Well,
She's worked in social media forever. She knows. I don't.
I have. That was like my big corporate job was, I've had two technically, and it was social media and, what was the other one?
Buying, like keeping up with trends.
I was a buyer.
So she's good at keeping up with trends and social media.
Yeah. So
goodness.
we're gonna do our favorite things. Oh, and we're gonna talk about where our outfits from. So Millie.
Amazon.
Yes. Which we don't typically. I wouldn't say most of our clothes are from Amazon. You especially.
Mine are.
No, I wouldn't say that. You buy a lot of stuff from Shop the Mint.
I do for church.
Shop the Mint is like your number one probably place.
For church.
Yeah, I guess from loungewear you'd probably say Amazon.
Yes. I would say Amazon, yeah.
I don't know.
And nudes. I like nudes a lot too.
Nudes, yes. I have a lot of clothes from a lot of different places. I wouldn't say I really shop
Yeah, you
anywhere
like pull from
exclusively.
different places.
Yeah, but I'm like.
You like the Mint a lot too, though.
I do like the Mint a lot. I have very strong connections to the Mint,
You
so.
do. Very strong ties.
Okay. Where?
So now, here's our favorite things.
Yes. You can go first.
Why don't we just pull them out at the same time?
Oh, you want to?
Yeah.
Let me make sure. Oh, about the room. If there's any interior designer that wants to collab, I'd be more than happy to work on this with you. I would love to work with somebody on that. Okay. Of course, we're both pulling out our Stony Clover bags. I got
Stony
Millie
Clover,
this.
if you would like to collab.
I got Millie this, and then I got me a new bag because I had another one, and you'd never believe what I ruined it with. Self-tanner. I'm a self-tanner girl.
She is.
All right, you ready?
Yeah, close your eyes.
Okay, you want to count down to
3,
one?
2, 1, and then pull it out.
Yeah.
All right. 3, 2, 1, go.
I thought you weren't gonna do it.
I can't not.
Y'all,
We gotta talk about
we
it.
have to talk about this. We got this. We went to Ulta last week and we
Yes.
got this at the same time. And
Which I didn't realize that you got the dry shampoo. I thought you got some leave-in conditioner or something.
no, I needed some dry shampoo, and if you know me, I've got so many people hooked on the Living Proof dry shampoo because it was so good, and then I was using the Advanced Clean, but this doesn't touch that. Like, this is so good, and it smells amazing. Like, it smells like perfume almost.
To me, it smells like
It smells like mint. Like
Yeah,
a minty.
like someone chewing gum while walking through like a garden or something.
Yeah,
It's like fruity and
like
very
a
minty
body
at the same
mist
time.
almost.
Yeah.
So why do you like it? How many times have you used it?
I've used it, I think 3 or 4 times already.
I've
Because
used
as
it
a
twice.
mom, I don't wash my hair unless it's for church on Sundays. I don't get to wash my hair, so I will turn my head upside down and spray through my roots and stuff, and then I'll take my Revlon hairbrush dryer thing that I like, and go through my hair with it, and it makes it feel so clean after.
Yeah, I love this. I tried it at the beach this weekend. I was at the beach. I went on vacation because I never get to. And I used this twice. Once Friday, and my hair was still clean on Saturday, which my hair got wet on Friday because we were in the pool. And my hair was still clean on Saturday, which was just crazy to me. And then I sprayed it again on Sunday just because I wanted to, honestly. I didn't even need it. I was just like, I could use a little refresh.
Yeah.
But like, I didn't have to, which I usually don't like dry shampoo just because I feel like you can feel it in your hair. Like, it makes it heavy and like,
Almost feels more gross than the oily hair
it
does.
usually kind of doesn't smell good. But this, I think this has changed the dry shampoo game for me.
I like it a lot.
Because I quit using dry shampoo. Like I said, I used to really like Living Proof, but then it just kind of got to the point where I was like, I don't want to use dry shampoo just because, like you said, it almost made my hair feel dirtier than and just nastier than it was.
Yeah. I stopped using it for a really long time too.
Yeah, like I don't think I bought it in probably like, I probably haven't bought it in a year, but I probably finished my can probably within like 3 months of using it. So, or of like buying it. So I probably haven't used it in like 9 months.
Yeah.
But I think this
I really like
I think
it.
this might change the game.
I definitely will continue to use the whole can before I make a decision on whether I would stop using it or not. But it's very promising for me so far.
I really, really, really like this, and I'm not surprised that you brought it, but Millie, so we texted each other and we were like, if you follow us on Instagram, then you saw, I blurted it out, but I texted her and I was like, what did I say? I said something about like, let's not tell each other what our product of the week is going to be. Let's make it a surprise, and that's why we put it in these bags, is so it can be a surprise to us when we unveiled it to y'all on the podcast. And so she was like, okay, just don't do Divi dry shampoo. And I was like, I was going to do that. And I was like, that would have been such a good moment on the podcast, but you just soiled it.
Ruined it.
And
Sorry.
so she was like, okay, well, I'm not going to do it anymore. I was like, okay, well, good. Like in my
It was
head.
still a surprise to you, though.
Yeah, in my head, I was like, I'm still going to do it because it is too good not to.
And I said the same thing in my head.
The fact that it is so good and like it's the first thing we're doing.
And let me just say, we don't usually agree on this kind of stuff.
No, we don't.
Ever.
Which,
So
to be fair, I can influence Millie on things pretty easily.
I
At least
can't
to
hurt. But for us to both agree that it's this bomb, that should say something.
Yeah, for sure. You ready to wrap it up?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thanks, Divi Dry Shampoo.
Yes.
Maybe one day we can get a sponsor or something because that was great. Okay, so you can follow us on Instagram. Our Instagram is Double Vision with Maddie and Millie, but the with is just a W because the name was too long if it was just with. So it's Double Vision W Maddie and Millie. And then YouTube is going to get some exclusive content. Millie's got some fun ideas. I'm kind of leaving the exclusiveness up to Millie. Like she's wanting to do like a candy, what did you call it? She wanted to eat some candy on YouTube.
I just want to try it.
Yeah, she wants to try out different candy on YouTube, and we talked about some other things, so we've got some other stuff coming to
Yeah,
YouTube.
but I have to tell you about the lame stuff so you'll actually check in for the cool stuff.
And so subscribe to our YouTube. This is going to be on there. It's going to be really fun. And our YouTube is just Double Vision Maddie Millie because it's just easier that way. And I think everything else was too long too. We have a really long name, but it's just Double Vision. Like that's what it is, Double Vision. And then it's just with Maddie Millie. Like that's.
If you type in Double Vision and then our names, you'll find us.
Yes, and there's going to be a picture of us obviously on there too. So rate us on Spotify. We're going to be on Spotify, which is my preferred way to listen to music and podcasts and everything else. And then Apple Music, which is Millie's preferred way to listen. And she doesn't really listen to podcasts, but that's how she listens
If I
to
do,
music.
it's, well, that's good. That's like the only one I really listen to.
And then comment what your favorite part of the show was and let us know what you think because we're very excited to get this started.
Keep it on.
We're gonna go record another episode now, and it's gonna be the one of us
Diving into like being twins and our history and just different things like that. So
what we do for work. So if you're interested, go and listen to that now because we're going to record that now, and we're just super excited to get this started. And I'm so happy that the first episode went really great.
yeah, it did. Whoop, whoop.
All right, well we'll talk to y'all later.
Later, visionaries.